Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bread Theory. I have a bit of extra time this afternoon before I have anything else to do, so I thought I'd give uh, doing the Witcher 3 playthrough another shot. See how things go, see if I can get things to be up to snuff. And last time it didn't work out so well. Couldn't get the frame rate up enough. It was just impossible to follow along. So trying a different method this time. But the point of this is just have something different to do than just the straight theory stuff. Have some fun together, and since this game, The Witcher 3, is complex enough, and there's enough choices that actually have meaningful effects within the game, I thought it'd be kind of fun to see, you know, just how close we can get this character to, uh, you know, a fighter for justice against monarchy and people that wish to dominate one another. So that's the idea. I will put up every time there's a decision. I'll put up in the chat, which one I should make, and the idea is to uh, bring Geralt to a more uh, fighter for justice. It's the SJWitcher, right? Social justice Witcher. A little bit tongue in cheek, but at the same time, just kind of a fun experiment, I guess. Let's see. I do have a Patreon now, so if you like this sort of thing, this is a good way to keep more of it happening, and maybe someday turn this into a full time gig for myself. But anyway, without further ado, let's see how we can get this going. I have a new game all ready to go, and it should pop up on the full screen now. We'll see how it looks. I'm going to kind of follow along with my phone to see how the output is looking. So far, the cutscenes are okay. Anyway, so here's the backstory to it. Big war happening between the Northern Realms and Nilfgaard, this southern empire that is stretching up into their lands. Good afternoon, Ali Osher. How you doing today? So that, I believe, is Yennefer, a very powerful mage and Geralt's love interest off and on through this series of games. And so here we are, a week or so later. Geralt and his Witcher friend are searching for Yennefer. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Al. You're having issues with internet and Twitch. Let me switch over to Twitch chat so I can shout you out there. Everyone go ahead and follow Ali Osher, really great streamer. Oh geez, I hope your family doesn't have COVID too. That's a scary thing to be confronting. It's just incredible that this pandemic has left. I mean, it is and it isn't incredible. I guess we all should have seen it coming that, with the nature of politics right now, everything being such team sports, that of course one side's going to pick uh, the side of anti-science. Like, it's such a absurd point that we're at, that politics between the two major parties in the U.S. are so my team right or wrong, that if one side chooses the side of science, the other must therefore choose the side of anti-science and snake oil. And boy, it's not a great state that we're in. You're welcome for the shout out. Always love the work that you do. You do a good job covering the national politics and stuff like that. I always have a good time when I'm in your chat. So yeah. I know, yeah. This is the right wing and the anti-vaxxers are the entire reason. Let's be honest, almost the entire reason that this thing has gone on. Okay, we're gonna skip some of these scenes here, just in case, you know, because there is, you know, video game nudity in some of the stuff, and that might not be for everybody. Although, do be warned that this is a very violent game, so if you're not into uh, if you're not into simulated violence, this might not be the game for you to watch either. It's pretty, yeah, they don't hold back on that part. So
Nothing but silver.
Gold clashes with my complexion. You should know that.
all right, so we're just kind of wandering around. This is in Kaer Morhen, I should say. We're using our Witcher senses here to figure out what's the what. But this is basically the
that aren't black or white.
Geralt's clan's stronghold or school. I guess they separate the Witchers into schools, so he's the school of the wolf. That's why his medallion is the wolf, and that's kind of what he channels his power through. But this is a really gorgeous game. They put a lot of work into just every single detail. Every place feels like it's actually lived in.
Lilac and gooseberries.
Let's see how we're doing on the frame rate. Hey, you know what? We are doing well on the frame rate. Well, this is going to have to be a recurring thing then, because I figured out how to do it. I don't know why it is that using the browser-based streaming makes things run more smoothly, but it does. Because I was trying last time on OBS, and nope, there we go. We got the key to get out of here. First, though, I'm going to go look out the... Oh, I get to look at one more thing. First, going to show you a view, just to give you a taste of how beautiful this game can be.
You're running out of juice.
At least as far as I can tell, it looks like the frame rate is keeping up. Oh, man. You're dealing with DMCA issues as well, Allie? That sucks. It's such a... I mean, something's got to give. We're kind of at that point again, like when people were constantly getting taken down on YouTube for putting up music, and then they finally figured out a way
Mountain Pass is beautiful
around that. So here's the beauty of the game and how amazing it can be. Just to give you a little taste of that. But anyway, with the DMCA stuff and so many people streaming things, and it's when you're doing live streaming, it can be almost impossible unless you're not covering anyone else's stuff. It can be almost impossible to avoid every little incident of music that just happens to occur in whatever you're looking at. And so there has to be some change in the DMCA policy. And it can't just be, you know, every little incidental 5-second clip of music. You either get a strike or you get your monetization taken away, because that's ridiculous.
Old Witcher's fast asleep. Sirius
5 seconds of music in no way destroys the marketability of any song. It's just absurd and greed. And there's so much wrong with intellectual property rights and laws that, I mean, really, something's got to give. Because it's not going to happen less. It's only going to happen more. Like, even now, in the background of this video game, there is music playing, technically.
Practice to theory.
It's just that it happens to be music that they don't
Time to wake up,
call you on.
master. These lessons so boring they put you to sleep too.
Damn it. I'm taking notes on ghouls and owl ghouls. Wanted to rest my eyes a bit.
No, some channels are showing the Stargate series, huh? South Park, Family Guy. I know Hassan has gotten in trouble recently for doing like just entire episodes of Top Chef and stuff like that, which again is just ridiculous. Even if he doesn't have a whole lot of commentary, it's basically just it's not that different than watching a show with your friends or your family. It's just that it
How
happens,
many
you just
times
happen to have
again?
30,000 friends or
Don't
family in
train
Hassan's
alone.
case.
It only embeds your errors.
But I don't think anyone is
Bring our young
is
damsel to the
watching
Lord Courtyard.
Hassan so that they
If
don't
she
have to
wants to practice,
subscribe to
she'll get
TLC or
practice.
whatever network the Top Chef is on. So the monetization issue it gets flimsier and flimsier by the day. All right, let's see which one or two should we not get mad? Should we say don't get mad at her, or we've spoiled her enough? Are we going to be a harsh father figure, or are we going to go easy? All right, I'm just going to go with the soft touch right
Don't
now.
get mad at her.
Why the hell not? The whippersnapper refuses to do as she's told.
You like that about her.
Fine. I suppose I'm partly to blame. But this has to end. Now. Killing monsters is not something to be taken lightly. Ciri must understand that, if she's to become one of us.
So the backstory of Sirius is basically he took her in.
I'll see you below.
I don't remember all the circumstances, but he's trained her in the ways of the Witcher because he doesn't really know much else. And traditionally, only men are made into Witchers. It involves a mutagenetic process, so they're mutants.
Now I see why you were so eager
But
to
it allows
practice.
their
Strike.
metabolism to be much higher than a normal human, so that they can absorb these healing potions without killing themselves. They have a variety of potions they use to help them defeat monsters and last longer in battle and so forth. Even see in the dark, that sort of thing.
You're not in a circus. Pirouette.
But traditionally, it's only been men, so it's unusual
Wrong.
that
Footwork.
a female has been taken in for that purpose. But she's, for all intents and purposes, a Witcher, even if that's not necessarily her trade that she follows. And the idea of a Witcher is basically, at some point in history, these worlds converged, and all these monsters got let into the world of humans.
Your reflexes are still slow.
And so it's the Witcher's job
Things for a
to
witcher.
set things in
Trainers or
balance,
striggers will go easy on you
because you know
haven't
things
undergone
like
mutations.
all
Though in your shoes,
you know,
I'd feel
dragons
there's a man
and
with a strigger,
more traditionally
disobeying his instructions, unwise.
used monsters like that, or trolls or that sort of
Yes,
thing.
but that book was a bit dull.
I know. And
Griffins
you
and
know that's no
whatnot, they can be
excuse.
pretty
I'm sorry.
pretty consequential to a
Won't
small
happen
village.
again.
They can make things nearly impossible for life. All right, I think I'm going to take a soft approach again.
Vesemir said if it does, he'll make you eat a bowl of slugs covered in salt.
You!
Exactly. So you'd best behave. Come on. We'll practice with the others down below.
Yeah, it's a good question. How, Alyosha, how do you avoid these copyright issues? Because it just seems to me that intellectual property has been outpaced by technology quite a bit. I'm going to skip the tutorial because I know
Not this
basically
time.
how to
Believe me, you
how
don't
to
wanna keep
fight.
Vesemir waiting.
I'm definitely not the best at this game. There's probably going to be a number of times where I succumb to the monsters and have to restart. But that's what constant saves are for, right? But it's still fun. It's a fun world to explore because it really does feel like it's alive. Like it feels like there's an actual ecosystem where like even monsters are a part of it. Where you slay a bunch of monsters and you come back through later and the rabbit population or the deer population has increased.
Anything to say for yourself, young lady?
Or you'll find a trail of dead animals and you'll come across a wolf
I'm
pack
very
or something like that.
sorry, Uncle Vesemir.
So it's pretty cool.
Young blood craves action, I understand that. But when you fight a beast, knowledge counts as much as your silver sword. At the very least, you ought to be able to tell a ghoul from an owl ghoul.
So there's other witchers hanging out in
By
their
markings,
lair,
mark
for lack of a better word,
Tigress
I
that
guess.
in Zerrikania dwells, and by the sickly paleness of its visage.
So you did. Read the chapter.
So another
Still,
thing about
you should
witchers
have
is they
asked
they
me.
live an extraordinarily long life, as do
You were
mages
asleep,
as
Uncle
well.
Vesemir.
Bunch of magical things live a long time. So like I think Geralt is almost 100, even though he looks middle-aged. All right, we'll go. These
So you
these
did the
choices
reading.
are not
Why
so
not admit it right off?
consequential.
Never pounce on an
This
advantage.
is mostly
as soon
just
as you
backstory.
please. Wait till it stands.
May not get
to have
past the
maximum
backstory
effect.
before I have other stuff to
Uncle
go do,
Vesemir's
but I just
words.
thought I'd give this one a try, see if it worked again.
Well, you're a quick study. Quick, but mischievous. Fine, we've talked enough. Geralt, you're with me, Lambert with Eskel, Ciri with the dummy.
Again?
Stop groaning and grab a sword.
So
What do you
anyway,
think?
so
Should we
Geralt,
start
the
by
main guy,
reviewing
is
the
almost
fundamentals or
100,
go
so
right to free
you can
trade?
imagine that Vesemir, the older guy, is probably closer to 200 or more at this point. We're going to skip the tutorial again. We're just going to get to
Let's skip
the
straight to free training. No point going over the basics again.
skip to the game itself. Because it's basically just, here's what the buttons do. I was like that ha. Kind of reminds me of Link. His ha
Siri, get down
from The Legend of Zelda.
A little she-devil. Soon as she's back, we'll set her to polishing all the swords at Kaer Morhen.
Kaer Morhen.
Find that helmet. Siri?
So it's kind of interesting. All the people from this part of the world have American accents, but most of the people we encounter have English or, I mean, to me, some of the the Nilfgaardians sounds more kind of Russian. I would say, but yeah, I'm no expert on accents either. But it's interesting the way they integrate accents into regionality into this. So it's not like everyone is exactly the same. So this is the wild hunt, they're known as. I think they're also linked to the merging of the worlds when the monsters came in. It's like the monster race of men. And like if it starts snowing in the middle of summer or something, you know that the wild hunt is upon you. But not everyone believes in it either. Some think it's just like a fairy tale. So it turns out that was just a dream. So useful to show the relationship between Geralt
You all right?
and Ciri, but
Nightmare.
not part of the
About?
reality of this game.
Take forever to explain.
Dawn, some way off. We've got time.
All right, I think I will go ahead and decide to tell him just to improve the relationship with
Started in the guest room
Vesemir.
at Kaer Morhen. I was relaxing in the tub, and next to me,
Triss?
Yennefer. Funny, isn't it? She's never been there. Seemed so real in my dream, though.
Was she nagging you about something? True to life, indeed. We'll find her.
All right.
dream. I went and found Siri. Then we trained.
Those were the days. Little she-devil. I've trained kids who were faster, stronger, but none had her character. Didn't end well, did it? Your dream.
No. The wild hunt appeared, attacked Siri. I couldn't move, stood there like a stump.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Alyosha is we're gonna apply our leftist politics to the medieval world.
It was just a dream.
All right, I think that's enough of that. We'll get going into the game here. Actually, get some
Be dawning
gameplay.
soon. Time to go.
Wait. Show me the letter from Yennefer. Might have overlooked some hint in there.
Didn't overlook anything.
Yeah, you're right,
We were meant to meet
Allie. The
Willoughby. That's what
trademark
she
issue
wrote.
is tricky.
Meanwhile, one
You do have to
army or another
comply
burned
with
the village
the
to
current
ground.
law. You can't just wish
All
it
we can do
was
is follow the
different,
trail,
but
so-
also at the same time, things are probably
Stop
just going to
talking
change
for a
because
minute
people
and give me
keep
the
pushing
letter.
at it. Just the
about
just
that?
like what happened with file
Does
sharing
smell
back
of
in the
lilac
day.
and gooseberries.
What happened with YouTube once people got into putting music on it. There'll be some
We
solution.
must meet
But I mean,
soon.
the cynic in me says that
Will
the
he
solution is
never
going to
see?
mean more dollars for the
Nothing else to guide us there.
copyright holders, whichever way it plays out.
What's this postscript? I still have
And
the
probably less freedom,
unicorn?
too, for creators.
Stuffed unicorn. Used it once or twice. In certain situations.
The things young folk get up to these days.
Geralt's not the
Back on topic.
biggest
How's it look?
conversationalist.
How far behind Yennefer are we?
Tends to be very blunt and to the point and
2
unemotional.
days. Trail's fresh, but it looks like it leads towards the main road. Could be muddled there.
Oh, so here we go. Here's our first little fight.
I hear it. I smell it. Ghouls.
Old for this shit.
Yep. So we'll pop on our little force field there. So yeah, there you see. That's what I was meaning about blood. It can be a gory game. That's what I'm not the best at this game. Alright. And now I'm stuck behind my stupid mound. Oop, I think I might have hit Vesemir there. Whoops.
Of course, when armies pass, necrophages follow. Let's go before any more show up.
Alright, yep. Okay, yeah, we know all this stuff. So there's a big part of it now. After you kill stuff, you loot it. Because a lot of them have parts that you need for crafting your various things.
bird skull.
Ooh,
and
bird
black crystal.
skull.
Why do I think this is Yen's?
Interesting. I don't know if I've gotten that before. But yeah, it's important to loot stuff because you can also sell it too. It's one of the main ways you actually make your money is by defeating foes. As I guess a lot of games like this are that way. A lot of the real time. I don't know what you call. I don't know if you call this a real time strategy game. Maybe you would. All right, now I'm gonna go get on my horse.
Ever tell you about this sorcerer I knew? Couldn't stop talking about how useful they are as creatures.
So it looks like the frame rate's still keeping up. It's good. Very cool. Yeah, what if Twitch bans YouTube? I mean, that would be kind of the end of the Twitch commentary grind.
Where do you think you're going? Come back.
Yeah, streamers would be garnished for everything they use. Yeah, there's a lot of bad ways that they could play out, but I'm guessing that Twitch knows their own business model enough
From their blood.
that they're not gonna do something as dumb as ban
Because by eating rotting corpses, they prevent epidemics.
YouTube on stream. That would be ridiculous.
Did he know they eat the living as well?
That would be. I mean, there goes all of Twitch commentary.
Too.
And it's not as though that's just a political forum too. It's a big portion of what Twitch streamers do. Because you got to provide. I mean, people that are live 8-10 hours a day, you got to provide content somehow. So it's pretty hard to keep things going just talking, or even just playing music, like
War is not exactly going our way.
playing like making your own music. I'm saying.
We have a side.
The northern
So
realms.
for most Twitch streamers, it's going to
Realms,
be
don't you mean?
completely impossible
Temeria
to
and Edirne are no more.
entirely avoid things like YouTube.
Radovid's pledged to restore the old borders as soon as he wins the war.
So basically, the backstory they're talking about right now is Temeria, which Geralt
Believe that.
and
Gotta believe
Vesemir
something
felt some loyalty
keeps
to,
us going.
has fallen. Their king was assassinated in the last game, Witcher 2, and there was another kingdom. King Henselt was the ruler of, and he's dead too. So the northern kingdoms have all but disintegrated. There's basically just one left, and that's King Radovid, the ruler of the Redanians. And he's not a cool guy. He's very fascist in the way that he looks at things. He's let a very strict religious order in, the witch hunters and the I guess they're like the Order of the Flame. They're basically the Christian inquisitors of their day. You know. So he's allowed them into the realm, and they're doing some pretty terrible stuff. But it's not as though Nilfgaard, this southern empire, has any better prospects of justice. So, yeah, the people here are pretty well caught between a rock and a hard place. So Twitch says maybe $7 monthly to use YouTube, possibly? Oh, that would be terrible. Terrible.
Yeah. Come out.
Gods, that was close. I was
But
sure
I mean,
I'd
it's
end up like
it's
my
more
mate.
evidence of how the profit motive
Provided you got lucky.
and intellectual property that just screws things up
Your
and
horse
makes
died
people
quickly.
less creative,
Griffins like to toy with their prey. Eat it alive.
destroys
Piece by piece.
the free flow of information. So the idea that capitalism is inherently better for ideas is absolutely false.
You'd like a reward,
I mean, if anything, we're seeing the exact opposite. All right, I'm going to be merciful to this guy. It wasn't his fault. He got attacked by a
You don't
gigantic
owe us anything.
Griffin.
We're in need. We helped.
So I'm going to say, you know, you don't owe
They
us
call
anything.
witches
Because,
heartless.
you know, he didn't enter
Said
into
they
any
won't lift
contract
a
with me.
finger without pay.
And that's usually how you do it.
They also
Is
say
they
mice are born of
have a
lion
contract on a
trauma.
monster and you slay it and then come collect.
Back to the trail.
But you know, I know in
Like I
this
said,
case it will
east
actually
of
pay
the
off for
main
us because he'll
road
give
and
us a
end with
discount. He's
money.
actually a merchant, so it'll come back to
You
us
seek
anyway.
someone?
Yeah, I sure hope you're mistaken, Allie. Like that would be a really terrible road to go down if they're going to start charging streamers to play YouTube on their channels.
Yes, a woman. Medium height, long black hair. Seen anyone like that?
No. But there's an inn here in White Orchard. Sole one around. Gets its share of travelers. Perhaps you'll learn something there? Besides, the innkeep's my cousin. Tell her Bram sent you. She'll treat you like family.
Not a bad idea. Especially
Yeah,
since
sure.
the
Go ahead and
woman
whisper it
needs
to me,
cleaning.
Allie, or you can put it in the Discord as well.
Beast
Let me get the
barely
Discord up
breathing.
for you.
But sure, could use a good rye. Nice and cool, you know, straight from a cellar.
Let's go.
There you go. You can always put links up in the Discord. All right. We're not going to loot him either, because that would be kind of mean after we just saved his life. So we will leave his wares alone. I'm going to have to get used to this full screen, because it's not something I've been playing when I've been playing on my own. I've been using a smaller size screen, but I want it to look nice. You know, a little more full screen, right?
So, a griffin this close to the village? Strange.
My thoughts exactly. In the forest or the mountains, sure, but here, near the main road.
But man, and I have the graphics in the lowest resolution, just for
Maybe it's the war.
smoothness
Corpses
sake.
everywhere, the stench of blood.
But
burnt
this is
flesh.
still a gorgeous
Monsters
game, I
crazy
gotta say.
sometimes.
And I actually happen to know a lot of the herbs that you are able to collect,
Men
and
too.
they are real herbs, and they really
Need to
look the
watch
way that
ourselves in White Orchard.
they are presented here. So
Leave
it's
as soon as we
it's
learn
it's
it.
these little details that I really love. But look, this looks like an actual village. Like, you know, it's not just a neatly arranged, you know, video game village. It looks like a place that people would actually live in, and natural geography that formed from, you know, the elements of nature. It's pretty cool. Whoops. Sorry, little kid.
They've taken all our grain.
Lad went missing one day, so folk nagged a witchman that was hunting nearby. Started poking him, asking.
Alright, so next task is to go into the tavern. Cool, thanks, Allie.
What?
Take that down before there's trouble.
That is a coat of arms, the Temerian lilies. They've a right to hang there.
So this used to be Temeria,
This
but
ain't
that
Temerian
kingdom has
no more,
fallen.
old man. It's Nilfgaard now.
My arse it is.
I mean, I gotta say, as a peasant, is your life really that different under one monarch versus another. Maybe it is. Maybe it's just because it's different. Nothing you're used to anymore. But I mean, you're equally powerless, I would think.
What? Witches?
I'll not drink with Weaverlaw's freaks.
Beg your pardon for those thugs.
No need. We're used to it.
Folk are jumpy round here. Armies just passed through. Now a Griffin's prowling about.
Already had the pleasure. Ran into your kinsman, Bram.
Bram? How is he?
Alive. Sends his regards.
Master Witchers. Food and drink on the house. What can I get you?
Sorry, just sending a message out. Oh, let's see. We'll ask about Siri. Or Yennefer, I should say. We're not looking for Siri yet. Yeah, I got it.
Looking for a woman. Raven-haired, violet eyes, dresses in black and white. Riding in from Willoughby. And, strange as it sounds, lilac and gooseberries might have smelled that.
I've not seen nor smelt such a lady. Believe I'd remember.
Yeah, especially hard to forget this one.
Plenty of travellers about, though. Folk from all over. Might be worth your while to ask after her.
Alright, let's see. We'll ask about the Griffin first. Yeah, I got it.
There a contract on that Griffin?
Nay, not at the moment. Used to be. Soon as a beast had built a nest nearby, the alderman would start a collection, or go to the Lord for help. Now the aldermen don't use the privy without asking the Black One's permission first. And seems they hanged the Lord. So no contract.
Shame. We might have done something, but not for free.
Pretty busy place you got.
Nations on the move. Some search for kin, others just want to get out of the way of the armies. They all need food, drink, and a night's rest in warmth.
So, war's been good for your trade?
Aye, so far. But it'd be best to know peace again. Times like these, you never know what tomorrow will bring.
Show me what you got behind the counter.
Okay. So most of what we want right now is just these Gwent cards. Gwent is a mini game. It's like a lot of card games, like fantasy sort of card games. We're gonna get as many as we can. Actually, oh. Oh, there's 9. Huh. clicked on the wrong thing. So we'll just get as many as we can find for now. Let's see, do we have anything they would like? Sometimes you have trade junk. Yeah, so nothing useful yet. We'll save it because there is some. This is the smallest map of all of them.
For everything.
It's just kind of a starting realm to get you used to the storylines and you know, moving through the world. The next place, Velen, is gigantic compared to this. And at the end of this, we'll have the chance to buy some good armor and stuff.
Help you bandage that up?
Please. I'm not decrepit yet.
Then I'll ask about Yennefer.
Just remember, we'd rather not draw any attention.
Here, Black One's been out measuring the fields.
Let him measure. Better that than burning the harvest.
Cromwell, you're dumber than a headless cockerel. Why are they marking out them lines, eh? Passing out their patrimony. Give it to their own.
Once more, there are 4 factions.
What a waste of time. The Earth shall revolve around the sun before you comprehend these rules.
Got a minute?
Why not? Aldert Geert, Assistant Professor in Contemporary History at Oxenfurt Academy.
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher, with tenure.
We'll actually get to go to Oxenfurt.
I'm looking for a woman.
When we get to the next
Long
map.
hair, dressed in black and white. Seen anyone like that?
Of course not. Unlike the populace, I know the horsewoman of war is pure poppycock.
War reached Novigrad yet?
Nope, but it's only a matter of time. Nilfgaard on one bank, Redania on the other, drooling over the city like dogs over a juicy bone.
Many a ruler's choked on that bone.
True. We value our liberty in Novigrad, and we know how to fight for it.
The scholars especially.
The sword is not the only weapon. Do not forget, architects from our academy designed the city walls. Walls no war machine has ever crumbled.
Not a place I'd ever expect to find a scholar. Take it you're fleeing the war?
Quite the opposite. Chasing it. I'm headed for the front.
Tired of life?
I seek knowledge, which I value more than life itself. I've a thirst no dusty old tomes can quench. I wish to see the Nilfgaardian invasion with my own eyes, understand it, and record it all in my chronicle, my magnum opus.
Interesting. We need somebody to describe war, what it's really like. Not colorful banners and generals making moving speeches, but rape, violence, and thoughtless cruelty.
Ah, I see you lack the polish of the academy. Rape and cruelty are details of no import to the war's course. Trinkets on the garment of conflict, one might say.
Liberal elitist.
People whose houses burned down. Horsewoman of war. What's that about?
Folk say an omen. A beautiful phantom rides the fields at night, looks as you described her. Armies follow her, and all who cross her path meet with misfortune.
I can vouch for the last bit. Know where they saw her?
No, facts interest me, not fairy tales.
All right, that's it for him for now.
Gotta go. So long.
A moment, Witcher. You strike me as a man of the world. Are you familiar with Gwent?
No, and I don't have time to learn.
But the rules are quite simple. Come, let's play.
Sure, we'll play with him. Yep, got it.
Why not?
You get to see the minigame now. That may be where we end it for the day. After it's done. No, I do not want the Gwent tutorial. So we don't need nearly all of these. Oh, jeez. Only need one weather card of each. Alright, so we're gonna get, we need that blue stripe for sure, because they have synergistic qualities. You definitely need the decoy. Definitely need the catapult, because siege is pretty big for this faction. Maybe we'll take him out. We'll put him in. And who else are we going to get rid of? Probably her. She's not too useful. Also the Redanian soldier. Oh, I need one more. Okay then. Have to have a minimum of 22 cards, I guess. So there you have it. I think we'll get going. Good thing we bought those Gwent cards ahead of time. So we'll actually have a chance here. So now we got to discard something. We'll get... I think it's going to be these two. That's a much better pick. Alright, this is a decent hand. He's doing a small play to begin with, so we're going to use a spy. That gives us 2 extra cards, although it also gives him points. But we are way ahead on cards now. I'll throw up one that doesn't matter too much. See where he's going with this. Maybe get some more cards out of him. Penetrable fog. Oh no. Well, we get that clear weather to fall back on though. So these weather cards, they reduce the power of your guys. Oh. Well, let's see here. I think if I do the clear weather, we should be ahead, and then all we got to do is pass, and we've won the first round because he passed. Once you pass, you can't play any more cards, and your opponent can play as many as they feel like. Sometimes you just let them go if they're way ahead of you. That might be the best strategy. Now we're going to go hard at him. Those two synergize, so they double the strength of each card. It's pretty dang good. We'll put him down. And hopefully we can just bleed him of all his cards. So that siege expert I put down boosts each siege person that, or siege card that I put up next to it. Gotcha. Still, the boost still works through the fog though. So we can do this. Because we don't have any mid-range cards. And that'll really hamper his deck. And we'll just keep moving on. Still get a boost, so it's still something. He's only got 2 cards left. It's going to be very difficult for him. Yep. See, he screwed himself over. We're gonna take this round 2. Not too difficult. And that's his last one, so he passes. All we got to do to win is pass, because we're ahead on points. And there we go. We win 2, and that's the game. That's the match. All right.
Well,
oftentimes you get cards when you win.
You've a knack for this game.
But I already have pretty good cards, so.
If you ever find yourself in Oxenfurt and wish to play a true master, ask for Stepan, a simple innkeep by trade.
We'll encounter him later on, a few episodes from now.
I'll remember that. Thanks.
So let's see what we get. So we get a book. You can read that now. So this tells us where all our cards are that we need to get. And we can read Yennefer's letter. Give me a second to read that, but we've pretty much gotten the backstory on that anyway. So there's one of our first side quests, is to play a bunch of people. Oh, we're gonna press backspace, huh? Okay, so if we want the books that we've read, we can hit the backspace button. Good to know. Alright, gotta talk to this dude, see what he knows.
Looking for a woman.
Like everyone.
Not like everyone. And not just any woman. Mine smells of lilac and gooseberries, dresses in black and white.
2 schnapsies. It'll lift your spirits.
Okay. I think after we talk to this guy, we'll call it a night. Because I got other stuff I got to get to.
You seen her or not?
But this is fun, and I'm glad to see that it's actually working this time.
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
This is a really fun game. It's one of my favorite games. I guess really ever. Both to watch and play, because I've watched almost an entire playthrough of this game.
Mentioned her name.
Yet you described her perfectly. And once I hear something, I never forget.
Though I've not played through the whole thing yet. So
How do you know Yennefer?
What a question. Master Dandelion's ballads, of course. The only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up
Dandelion, one of Geralt's
he's as lucky as I am.
friends, I guess. Very hoity-toity, full of himself, poet who
A very patient witcher.
writes songs and ballads about people like Geralt. He was the one who did, in the show, if you've seen the show, he did the Toss a Coin to Your Witcher song. That was Dandelion. Alright, we're going to get right to it.
Deepest apologies, but I must ask, is this about love?
Not that it's any of your business, but sure.
Guessed it. It's love.
I knew it at once.
What do you know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
An Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
At their camp. She rode in there. Dark of night. Black and white. Gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask at the garrison.
So that's the next part of our main quest. We're going to do a whole lot of... I'm kind of a completist, especially in games like this. I love exploring things and trying all the different side quests and stuff. So we'll be doing all the side quests before we move on. So be a while before we get to the main quests. But I think that's going to do it for today. We're going to go ahead and just save it right now. Why cannot save the game right now? I suppose I have to get out of here. Oh, well, missed the door there. I think I have to get through the next cutscene before I can do anything. So these ruffians don't like us. They can try and beat us up. But we're not going to take that.
Then fuck off. Don't want your kind here.
So we're going to try and do it peacefully, but I have a feeling it's not going to work.
So just calm down.
This is our Jedi mind trick. It's one of our little powers. It's the first thing we're going to upgrade to because it gives you a lot more options when you're dealing with people.
Horses working witchcraft. Get him!
But it's basically mind control. So now it's one less guy that we'll have to deal with.
Giving me no choice.
Okay, why are we not punching? Let's maybe try and punch. There we go. Try and punch. So there's one. And there's two.
Nice meeting you.
And now we're done. Cool. So we're gonna, I think it probably just auto-saved, but we'll save anyway. Yeah. And that's gonna do it for today. Thank you all for joining me. I had a lot of fun, so I'm definitely gonna do this again. And hopefully we'll have some more consequential choices to make as we make our way through this world. Yeah, that's going to be basically it. When we do get to those more consequential choices, I will pause for longer to see what the audience says I should do. But the idea is to be kind to people, to kill as few people as possible. Although it's entirely impossible to kill no people in this game. And sometimes your hand is forced. But to, yeah, not make life worse for the poorest of people in this game. That's the idea. Have a good night to you as well, Allie. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Appreciate the conversation. So hopefully I'll see you in the next one too. Tomorrow night I'll be streaming. I think I'll be streaming another class from Mike Hogue. I believe we're going to do that one too. I've been doing a series. He's doing permaculture classes, permaculture design courses, and he's been gracious enough to let us audit the course and see what it's about for free, which is it's usually a bit of money to go through a permaculture design course, but we're getting some of it for free. And it's been really great so far. Had a great time last night. We're talking about patterns and stuff like that in permaculture. It was really cool. So check that out. As always, you can go to my link tree, which has been popping. Oh yeah, there's one in chat right now. So just take a look at the chat, and follow that link tree there, and you can find my archives on YouTube and also on Facebook. And yeah, hopefully if you really like this, you can check out the Patreon. Only have a $5 level. I think that's probably all I'll ever have because, it's basically just like a way for people to say, I like what you do, but I don't want to pay Jeff Bezos any more money. So instead of subscribing on Twitch or I guess supposedly someday, if I get big enough, subscribing on or giving, I don't know, do they do paid subscriptions on YouTube? I don't know. Anyway, it'll be a way to get around all that with the Patreon. So that's yeah, one more option you can do if you really like this stuff. But either way, I always appreciate support in any way that you can. If you can't afford anything, that's totally fine. But please share with friends who might be interested in this stuff and help me kind of grow my brand and influence here. Yeah, that'll do it for tonight. We'll raid into someone. Let's see who's on right now. Actually, no, probably won't raid this time. I think I'll probably just end it because I do have to get going pretty quick here. So I don't think I even have time for that. Oh, thanks for the bits, Alyosha. That's always appreciated. Thanks for the 7 bits very much. And yeah, good luck to you getting your internet stuff back up and running, Allie. I always enjoy seeing your streams. All right. See ya next time, hopefully tomorrow night.